Hi everybody. Today we're going to be drawing a figure and we're going to be measuring it out with a head measurement, not inches. So what we're going to need for materials today is a pencil. And so we have a choice of these two. The mechanical pencil is better for the environment. But we're going to be using this one right here today, a regular number 2 pencil, because I think most of you have another number 2 pencil at home. So for paper, you use recycled paper. It's better for the environment, or regular copy paper. I know most of you probably have a notebook paper at home, and that's fine as well. We're going to be learning how to do the figure and we're going to be measuring the proportions of the figure, and we're going to be not measuring it with with inches with a ruler. We're going to do it by heads. Now I know most of you draw heads differently, different sizes, different proportions. We're going to be drawing the wood mannequin. So the wood mannequin is the same proportions as a human being. It just doesn't have all the features of a human being, but the figure is the same proportions and same size and length. And by proportion, I mean how all of the body parts relate to each other in size. So we're going to measure this out in heads instead of inches. But I want you guys to try to draw a head that is about the size of your thumb. Now my thumb's kind of big, so I'm going to draw mine a little bit, smaller than my thumb. Now you're going to want to draw it about this, like I said, the size of your thumb, not really any smaller. Try to get that in like that, okay? So about the size of your thumb. So you don't want this. Okay, no bigger than that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to measure out the whole body in heads. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to draw these heads lightly. Okay, so we're going to draw 8 heads going all the way down from here to here. Okay, so 8 heads about the size of my thumb, like that. So I'm going to draw my heads, and I want you to draw these very lightly. Okay, they should be barely visible, just very lightly. Draw your heads. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, enough, 7, and 8. All right. So, like I said, we're going to be drawing the whole figure measured out by heads. So we're going to start again. We have our first head, and that's our main head. Now, the next part, now this is the first part, the first head, and that's just going to be the head. Now down here in this head measurement, we're going to fit the neck and the chest. The neck and chest going to go right in there. And like I said, this is going to resemble our wood mannequin guy. So that's the chest right there. Now, before we continue, the shoulders are going to be the length of a head. So that's another thing we can measure with a head. So You put a head in there. You put a head in there. And that's going to be the size or the length of the shoulders right here. So now we're going to go down to the belly or the navel. Okay, the belly or the navel. We're going to come down here, and that's a head height. Okay. Just like that. So that's just the head. So I can fit here, 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 and there. Now the next area is going to be the pelvis. And the pelvis, again, is going to be about a head height. Approximately like this. Over a little bit. Okay. Then we're going to go into the legs. So the legs going to be, the thighs are going to be 2 heads long. Okay. For the standing figure, it's 2 heads long right there. All right, so that's going to be half of the thighs right there. All right, and these are going to be the knees. And with the wood figure, you have those round joints, so those are the knees. All right. And then we're going to come down, and we're going to do the bottom half of the legs, the calves. All right. So the calves are going to be 2 heads long as well. So about right there. And then on the bottom, it's going to be the feet. You know, the feet have that joint right there. And you put your feet coming out here. So that is approximately the height of our figure. So when you are making any figure, any standing figure, you know, any figure in any position, really, you can measure it by heads. So that's the figure itself. Now we're going to start into the arms. The arms are going to come down. I'm going to put the joint right here. The arms are going to come down, and they're going to be about 2 heads high. So this is the shoulder right here. So a head and a head. Okay. And this is the joint. We have, see on our wood mannequin. And there's the other joint for the shoulder. This is going to come down to about there. Right about there. And our forearms are going to come down to about here. And then there's the joint right there. See that? So this arm's out a little bit, but that's all right. Now our hands are going to come down about halfway, and they're flippers in the case of the wooden figure. Maybe about halfway down, approximately right there. So this is our wood mannequin measured out by heads, and Remember, even if you draw your head smaller or larger, you can measure out using this method, and it will always be correct. So this is a mannequin, and it is the same proportions and size as an actual human being. And what we did today was we measured a drawing of a wood mannequin out in heads. And the head was approximately the size of the thumb. And we did it in 8 heads and two head shoulders wide. And we used a number 2 pencil and a piece of copy paper. And I hope you guys have fun with this, and I hope that you learned a little bit too. Have a good day. Bye.